This is our 8th session on coordinate geometry, right? So we were actually talking about straight lines, and we understood the general equation of straight lines, and then we have seen various forms of straight lines, and then we have seen transformation of general equation into different forms, right? First we have seen transformation of general equation into intercept form, keeping y on one side and taking everything else to the other side, okay? Then we have seen conversion of general equation into intercept form, like x by a plus y by b equal to 1 in that form. Then we have seen conversion of general equation into normal form. Okay, so we have done all these things. Now in this session we will discuss some other areas. Okay, so let me start off with this concept, that is, if you have a straight line like this, okay, so this is your ax plus by plus c equal to 0, and there is a point somewhere here. Okay, so this point is p of x1 y1. So the point is given to you, you have a straight line. So I hope you understood the question that I'm going to ask you, right? So how far this point from the straight line? So if that is a question, see, I'm not asking this distance, I'm not asking this distance, I'm not asking this distance. What I'm actually asking is how far. When I'm asking how far, I'm actually asking the shortest or the perpendicular distance. Okay, so this is the distance I'm asking. So I have a straight line, it can be like this, and the point is here. Then I'm actually asking the perpendicular distance, so it has to be perpendicular. So if the question is about distance between a line and a point, I need to find the perpendicular distance from the point to the line. Okay, so let's try to understand what is that. There is no need to go for the derivation or that kind of things like what we have done in the previous case. You understood all the concepts, okay, the way we are getting all these equations and all. Straight away I can give you the equation, so that things will be very easy for you now, right? So the perpendicular distance in this case is actually given by ax1 plus by1 plus c, okay, divided by root of a square plus b square. Okay, so complete mode, or otherwise this will anyway become positive. Okay, that will be positive. So because this a, even if it is negative, you'll be squaring it here. This b, even if it is negative, you'll be squaring it here. So obviously in this root you'll be getting positive. So when you take the square root, that will definitely be positive. So if you want, you can write like this also: ax1 plus by1 plus c mod of that divided by a square plus b square under root. So this is also correct. Okay, so what is this formula? This will give you the perpendicular distance between a point and a line. So if the question is about distance between a point and a line, the answer is given like this, very simple, right? See, this, what is this? A is given to you. If let's suppose I'm giving you equation 2x plus 3y plus 4 equal to 0. Let's take a very random equation. I told you already, any first degree equation in x and y will give you a straight line, right? So let's take it like this. So a is given to you, b is given to you, so put that b here. C is given to you, put that c here. x1 and y1 is given to you, that is the coordinates of the point which is given. So x1 and y1 is known, then a and b is known. So you can find the distance by using this formula. Okay, so now what will be the question? See, if I give you a very simple understanding, the question can be in many ways, right? One of the question which can be asked is like this. Let's suppose I talk about a tangent of the circle. So there is a tangent for this circle. Okay, so I give you one equation for the, obviously this is a straight line, so there will be a general equation, right? So ax plus by plus c equal to 0, so 3x plus 4y plus maybe 5 equal to 0. Okay, I'm just giving you some random straight line. Okay, so this is a tangent. Okay, this is a tangent to the circle C1. Now what I will give you is, I'll give you a point, and I tell you this point is the center of the circle. Okay, so I'm giving you this point which is a center, so x1 y1. Now what I ask you is, I'll ask you the radius of the circle. So what I've given to you is the tangent and the coordinates of the center. Now you may wonder whether I can find the radius or not. Obviously you can find the radius by using this understanding, because this tangent is a straight line, center is a point. Okay, so you know the equation of the straight line, that is a tangent. You know the equation of the point, that is a center. What we need, what is radius? Radius is nothing but the distance between center to the tangent, right? So center to the tangent, this, anyway this will be perpendicular. If you drop a line, right, that will from the radius or from the center to the tangent, that will be anyway perpendicular, and here anyway it is perpendicular otherwise also. We need to find the perpendicular distance. So this is a radius. Radius will be always perpendicular. From the center, if you drop a line which is touching the tangent, it will be definitely perpendicular. So here you need to find the perpendicular distance, and that is your r. and you know how to find the perpendicular distance. But if I was asking you this distance, then you cannot apply this. Okay, although I am saying that distance between a point and a line, I am talking about the perpendicular distance between a point and line, because if I simply ask you distance, I am looking for the shortest distance, right? So like that. Okay, so here I just need to find the perpendicular distance between the point and the line to get the radius. So you can just apply this, you know A, you know B, you know C, you know this AB, and you know x1 and y1, that is the coordinates of the center. So obviously you can find the radius. So this is one of the question which can be asked like this. Based on this concept, many other questions can also be asked. Okay, or I just give you this point. Okay, I give you this line, there's a tangent, I give you another line. Okay, so I just tell you that there is some other line, I give you the equation of this. Okay, then I'll ask you the diameter. Or still, if I have given you this and if I have given you this, okay, so I can ask you radius just by using what, and by giving the center I can ask you the radius. So you can either club this two, or you can either club this two and you can find the radius. Once you got the radius, you can get the diameter. Okay, now otherwise, without giving the center, just by giving these two parallel lines, okay, that means just by giving two tangents, I can ask you the diameter. In that case, okay, this is nothing but the distance between two parallel lines. It is like this. Let's suppose you have two parallel lines. Equation of this is given a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. This is a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So I have given you two parallel lines, and very much like this, here I have a line and a point, and in this case I have a line and I have another line, two lines. I need to find the distance between these two, and the distance between these two will definitely be same throughout, because distance between parallel lines will be always same. So if I give you this line and this line, I can ask you this. If I give you the coordinates of the center, you can apply the previous formula and you can get that. But even without getting the center, just by giving 2, can you find the distance is a question. And for that, we need to know the distance between two parallel lines, and that's even more easier. Okay, now what is the formula? The formula is like this. See, if you have two parallel lines, one thing is sure, that this A1 and A2 will be equal, right? And this B1 and B2 will be equal. Okay, only this constant part will vary in case of parallel lines. We have already understood this, right? So this is going to be, you can write it as AX plus BY plus C1 and AX plus BY plus C2. That's for two parallel lines. Two parallel lines, only the constant will vary, right? The slope has to be same. So minus A by B will have to be same. So this has to be same. So only the constant part will vary, and the distance is given like this. C2 minus C1 divided by root of A square plus B square and mod. So here this part you can, if you don't want, you can write like this also. C2 minus C1, you can put the mod and root of A square plus B square, because root of A square plus B square anyway comes out to be positive. Okay, so C2 minus C1 divided by A square plus B square. So if I am giving you two lines, basically two tangents, okay, so if I give you two tangents, what is the distance between them? That is the constant in this part and the constant in this part. Otherwise this 3x and 4y will be the same here also, 3x and 4y. So that's C2 minus C1 mod. Why? Because you can take this as C2 or this as C1, or this as C2 and this as C1. So just take the difference between any of these two and take the mod. So automatically it will become positive. Okay, so C2 minus C1 divided by root of A square plus B square, and that will be same. AB here and AB here will be same. So that will give you the distance between two parallel lines. So if I give you two tangents, what I am getting is actually the diameter. Okay, so here I can find this diameter. Diameter is nothing but the distance between two parallel lines, and provided these two parallel lines are the tangents. Okay, so two parallel tangents I am giving you, and the equation of this and equation of this is given. Okay, so I can definitely get the diameter. Diameter is nothing but the distance between two parallel lines, or the two tangents. So once you got the diameter, you can take half of it. Okay, so d by 2, you can get the radius also. So what we have discussed is this two case. Let me quickly tell you once again. I have a line and I have a point. So line and a point, AX plus BY plus C equal to 0 is my line, and the point is given as P of X1 Y1. Okay, so the distance between this line and a point is nothing but the perpendicular distance. If you put it as M, so this MP is what I need to find. Okay, it is not this distance, it is not this distance, or it is not this distance. It is perpendicular distance. Okay, so AX plus BY plus C equal to 0 is the line, PX1 Y1 is the point. So your answer is going to be AX1 plus BY1 plus C divided by root of A square plus b square. And the application is what I've discussed. Circle, the coordinates of the center is given, tangent is given, the equation of the tangent is given, that is nothing but the equation of the straight line, right? And coordinates is given, that is nothing but p x1 y1. So you can find the radius, because the line joining the center and the tangent which is touching the line, okay, this will be perpendicular. So you're actually asked to find the perpendicular distance from point and line, which is your radius, and you know how to find the perpendicular distance between a point and a line. Just substitute this, you'll get the radius. Okay, in this case, if you need to get the diameter, take twice of it. 2r will be the diameter. So what you're getting is the radius, take 2r, you'll get the diameter. Another case is the distance between two parallel lines. So this is going to be ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0, ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0. We know in case of parallel lines only this constant part will change. This has to be the same because slope is equal, right? So we know the distance between them is c2 minus c1 mod divided by root of a square plus b square. So c2 and c1 is given to you, a and b is given to you, you can get the parallel distance. Application is, in case of a circle, okay, two tangents are given like this and like this. So equation of this, it will be ax plus by plus c1. This is also ax plus by plus c2. The constant part will vary. So clearly these two are parallel lines. So it is not necessary that they need to specify that these two lines are parallel. They just give you two lines and they'll ask you to find the diameter or radius. Okay, so what you need to check is whether this is same or not. AB and AB is same or not. If it is same, it is parallel lines. And obviously this has to be different. So first you need to check that. If not mentioned, these are parallel. If mentioned it is parallel, then no problem. You just take the distance between two parallel lines and you will get the diameter. Once you get the diameter, d by 2 will give you the radius. So these are the applications that you can get from these two categories. So I hope you understood this. Let's move on to the next type. Okay, now another case. See, from the very same example that I have discussed, distance from a point and a line. Okay, so this is line a x1 plus b y1 plus c1 equal to 0. Not x1 y1. I can just simply write ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Okay, so this is your straight line and this is your point p x comma y. Px comma y. I'm not telling you where is this point. I'm telling you there is a point, and what I'll tell you is I'll give you the distance. Let's say 4. Okay, let's say 4. Or let me give you this equation. So this is 4x plus 3y equal to 12, or 4x plus 3y minus 12 equal to 0. That is the equation of the straight line. And I'm saying that there is a point and the distance between the straight line 4x plus 3y minus 12 equal to 0 and the point is 4, and the point pxy is 4. Can you find this point and the coordinates of the point? That is the question. Can you find x and y, or can you find this x1 and y1? What is given to you? This is given to you, and this distance is given to you. So we know a x1 plus b y1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square, this is mod, will give you the distance, and here the distance means a perpendicular distance. So we'll give you 4. Easily you can find it, right? So this is a reverse question which can be asked. So we have discussed two types. One, they are giving you the points and the equation of the straight line directly and you need to get the distance, or they give you the straight line and they give you this points and you get the distance and you need to get the coordinates. Okay, so how will you get that? Just substitute these values which is given. What you can do is, what is a here? A is 4. What is b here? B is 3. What is c here? C is minus 12. You need to, this is given, so you need to convert into general form. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0, right? So a equal to 4, b equal to 3, c equal to minus 12. Now let's substitute and let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so in this equation, see ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square is equal to 4, which is given. So let's substitute. Now assume that your x1 and y1 is alpha and beta, or you can keep it as x1 y1 itself, not a problem. Okay, so just assume that alpha and beta. Okay, in this question, one more information which was given us, this point which is lying on the x-axis. Okay, so this point was lying on the x-axis. That was also given. So that means one of the point is given. Otherwise it is going to be difficult, right? So getting x1 and y1 is difficult. So but what they are saying is one of the point is given. That means y1 is given to you. Okay, so otherwise you clearly know you have only one equation and two unknowns. That's difficult. We need two equation and two unknown, right? So here when I'm saying this is on x-axis, what does that mean? It is x1 comma 0. X-axis y equal to 0, or I can tell you this point on y-axis. Then this one will be 0 and you need to find y1. Basically 1 is given. The moment I am saying that it is on x-axis, I am giving you the y coordinate. Y coordinate is actually 0. Okay, so I hope you understood. What is the distance between a line and a point which is lying on the x-axis at a distance 4? And equation of line is given, distance 4 is given, and one more information given is x-axis. That means coordinate of y is given with respect to this point. Okay, so now you can just substitute 0 here. Okay, so let's see what you're going to get. 4x1 or alpha plus 3 into 0 plus minus 12, right? This is c, and you need to take mod of it. Okay, divided by root of 4 square plus 3 square, which will give you 4 alpha minus 12 divided by 4 square 16 and 3 square is 9, so 16 plus 9 is 25. When you take root of it, you'll get 5. Okay, which is equal to 4. Why 4? Because the distance is given as 4. Take this 4 to this side, so what you'll get is 4 alpha minus 12 is equal to 20. Okay, now how will you solve this? Keep in mind mod is there here and here also. So what you can do is you can take 4 out, which is common here. So 4 into alpha minus 3. Okay, so mod will come here. 4 is anyway positive. Okay, so I am taking 4 out. Okay, so I hope you understood. When I am taking 4 out, clearly 4 is positive, so I am taking 4 out from the mod, so which will be 20. So alpha minus 3, mod alpha minus 3, you'll be getting 20 divided by 4, which is 5. That is mod alpha minus 3, right? So what will be the value of alpha? See, whatever you are getting alpha minus 3, when you are taking mod, you are getting 5, right? So there are two possibilities. You may directly get 5. Okay, see, when you are doing alpha minus 3, you will be getting 5. And when you are taking mod, automatically it will become 5. Or when you are doing alpha minus 3, you are getting minus 5. And when you are taking mod, you will be getting 5. So I hope you understood two cases. In the first case, what will be your alpha? When you are doing alpha minus 3, you are getting 5, means alpha is going to be 8 in this case. When you are doing alpha minus 3, you are getting minus 5, that means alpha is going to be minus 2. Okay, so there are two possibilities here, minus 2 and 8. So alpha or the coordinate of x is minus 2 and 8. So what are the points where this point can lie? This point can lie, let's say, on 8, 0, because y is 0, and minus 2 comma 0. So okay friends, you can take 1 minute and solve this question. This is a very same question that we have already discussed. There is no need to have any doubt, so take even 30 seconds, you can solve this question. Okay. Okay, so you can clearly understand here, they are asking about radius of the circle, and the coordinates of center is given, and the straight line which is tangent to the circle is given. So you can visualize that like this. Okay, so if this is a circle and the tangent is given 4x plus 3y minus 4 equal to 0, and the coordinates of the center is given, that is 2 comma 2. Okay, so they are asking you to find, let's suppose this is C and this is T. This distance CT is what they are asking, and that's your radius. Clearly, you know, this line which is joining the tangent and the center will be definitely perpendicular. That we already know, so they are actually asking about the perpendicular distance. So you can straight away apply this one, ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square, right? So when you substitute, you will get this distance as 4 into, so your a is 4, into x1 is given, that is 2, right? Then plus 3 into, that is your b, into x2 is given, that is 2, minus 4, right? Minus 4, you have to take mod of it, divided by root of a square, that is 4 square plus 3 square, which is b square, and you will get your radius as 2 units. Okay, so very easy question. So no need to have any doubts. I hope all of you will get this answer for sure. So this is one of the application that we have discussed. So we have discussed two types. One is the circle. The tangent is given. You are asking to find the distance between this point and the tangent, that is nothing but the radius. So this is actually straight line and a point. Okay, you need to find this distance. So you need to find the perpendicular distance. In the second case, what we have seen is this distance was given as 4 and you need to find this point. Okay, so here, now the other question is, the way in which I can ask you other question is like this. I give you a circle and the tangent. The equation of the tangent is given like this: 4x plus 3y minus 4 equal to 0. Then what I do is I'll give you the radius. I tell you that radius is 2, so you need to interpret like this, and you need to find the center. Okay, the coordinates of the center is what you need to find out. So again, by using the same method, just substitute these values, and then you'll get the center. Provided I should give you one more information. Okay, one of the coordinates should be given, so I can tell you that center is in the x coordinate or center is in the y coordinate. Okay, so like that, one more information should be given, because if you have one equation, only one unknown is possible, right? If you need to solve it. Okay, otherwise I need to give you one more equation. Based on that you can plan. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now let's take one more question. Okay, take a look at this question and solve this question. You take 1 minute and solve this question. So I hope you understood the question. We have already discussed this type. You need to find the radius of the circle, which has this line and this line as tangents. Okay, so now at the extremities of the diameter, so it is given that it is in the extremities of the diameter. So let's suppose there is a circle and there is a diameter. These two are like this. So clearly you can understand that you need to find the distance between two parallel lines, right? So you need to find the distance between two parallel lines. So the informations are given already. No need to have any doubt here. You can solve it very easily. So what you will do here, what is your equation? This is the line 1, this is a line 2. So what you can do is, the line 1 you can just multiply with 3. So what you will get is 9x plus 12y minus 30 equal to 0, and line 2, which is already given, 9x plus 12y plus 20 equal to 0. Why? Because we need this two should be same, right? We need a and b should be same, and only this should vary. So we know equation is c2 minus c1 and mod of it divided by root of a square plus b square. So when you substitute, you will get this distance as 20 plus 30, right, divided by root of 9 square plus 12 square, okay, and mod of it, right? So you will get this as 50 divided by 15, which is equal to 10 by 3. Okay, 50 divided by 15, when you divide with 5, you'll get 10 by 3. Now, what is this 10 by 3? That is this parallel distance, right? This parallel distance is what you got as 10 by 3. What we need, they're asking about the radius. So what is the radius? Into 1 by 2. So you'll get 5 by 3 as the radius, okay? So this is the questions, like this is what they can ask you. That is the application of distance between two parallel lines, okay? They can ask you diameter, they can ask you radius. So diameter here is 10 by 3, radius here is 5 by 3, okay? So I hope you understood this. We will see more questions in the coming session. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in this number. Okay, so see you guys.